G'day, g'day, g'day. It's your boy Danny D, aka Alaktrician man, back in the house for another video. And as always, joined by Lucky Defi and Brandon, who's now come over to this channel instead of me always being on his. And we've got we've got another special guest as well, the runner. So guys, interesting show today. Say g'day. Say
hello,
g'day to the guys there.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
If you guys have got your YouTube running as well on a different screen, make sure you mute it. Otherwise, we're going to get feedback.
I was enjoying the music, but then it cut out as soon as the YouTube video started playing the music. It was like crossing over each other.
I saw him dancing. Actually, yeah.
There you go. Let me bring up my comments over here. Okay. So basically, as always, it's just going to be off the cuff. None of this is rehearsed. It's like a podcast. We'll ask a few questions here and there. I slept in my office last night to make sure I was going to be awake for this. I'm happy that I got the reclining chair. So it was a pretty crazy busy day yesterday. So, there you go.
How do you feel, Danny?
Runner. Hey, how do I feel? Oh man, actually, I don't feel too bad, given the circumstances. So, what I was like last night, though.
Yep.
Yeah, we started about lunchtime and ended up, I don't know what time we finished up. So it was crazy.
Ouch.
You have a live stream like every Friday night, right? Or every Saturday morning for you?
Yeah. Well, luckily it wasn't an actual stream.
Oh, not a stream, but a Zoom meeting.
Definitely not.
Yeah. We had a Zoom meeting. It's one of those Aussie Friday afternoon drinks or Saturday afternoon drinks, and it just starts off really cool, and then afterwards it gets cooler and cooler, and to the point where it's no longer cool.
You don't know what's cool or what's not cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. And it's, just general chit chat, and then ends up doing presentations on certain things. And it's a lot of fun, though. It's a lot of fun. Good bit of networking. So.
Well, we tried to do a stream earlier today with my friend Kevin from CryptoWorks. And we tried to have a short interview with Forex, and he joined us, but he's been having internet problems at his house apparently, and so he was on with us for like 4 minutes, and then he got disconnected, and he was trying to, I guess he was trying to hotspot his phone, or just trying to be on the Telegram chat on his phone. Didn't work out too well, so it ended up just being me and Kevin chatting for an hour.
Oh man, it's funny how it's actually, it's not funny because it's a bastard of a thing to happen. But I was having the issue when he was on my live stream with Eric as well. I'm lucky that Eric, I'm lucky that Lucky was there, because it was able to continue on while I was dropping out. And it turns out that the cable guys were out in the street, and they were randomly testing out in the street, and they detected some kind of digital noise coming into my house. So
what are you doing?
Crazy.
What are you doing in there, buddy?
Oh man, it was madness. So they ended up knocking on the gate eventually, and I've wandered out there because I'd reset the router and reset the modem and everything. I'm going, what the hell's going on? Of all the times to for them to be messing around out there. So
well, I don't know
have
how.
a look, and they're pulling the cables out in the street, pulling it out and putting it back in, and for testing it. And I'm going, what the hell? I'm in the middle of the live stream, man.
with the man. Yeah. I don't know how he's done it, because apparently this was the 4th day for him of his ISP being completely out. So I think he's just been like hotspotting his phone. And I don't know how Forex, I don't know how anybody can do that, but Forex in particular, internet connection is basically his entire thing. So I'm not quite sure. And I believe he's been on a different YouTube or live stream or AMA or these promo sales that he's been doing, I think every day of the week. So I'm not sure exactly how he's been doing that. Yeah,
man. I don't know. It's a bastard of a thing. He was talking to us about Starlink. I think Starlink, which is Elon Musk's project. thing. And I've actually ordered it now as well, but we don't get it here until next year. It's expensive though. It's expensive. So it's satellite. It's like
not
over
too bad.
here.
It's like $500 or whatever, plus like $100 a month US, something like that.
Roughly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What just sucks because we got typhoons out here, like, so it's gonna affect the signal, but it's cool to test out. At least
speaking of expensive, these pre-sales have been going lightning fast. You know,
the
barter
22-second sellouts.
12 seconds. There was a 5-second one. I didn't hear the 22-second one, but yeah, everything has been happening in a matter of seconds. Yep. There's so much demand for this token. I think when it does finally go live, and that would be an interesting place to start, because Runner and I are both members of the REAP DAO, so we were both able to participate in the private pre-sale for the PREV token, which later will be swapped out for the actual real deal, the layer 1 Rev token, Revolution token. And there's been a little bit of I don't know if you'd call it debate, or just people are not really sure exactly the mechanics of when the final pre-sale is finished, the public pre-sale is finished. Let me turn this alarm. And then apparently, or at least we could even pull up the white paper too. There's a 30-minute waiting period. The final pre-sale is concluded. Then there's a 30-minute waiting period where everybody is supposed to be able to deposit their various assets, whether it's LP tokens or single assets. They're supposed to be able to place everything in the farms and in the pools. And then, the bell rings and emissions start. So all of these pools and farms begin to earn the Rev tokens. But there's a little bit of confusion and ambiguity about the Rev related farms, because there's going to be a Rev BUSD and there's going to be a Rev BNB farm. And so people can add liquidity to those two pairs, but can they or can they not do it before Forex actually adds the liquidity to the Rev token? And people, because as soon as he adds Rev BUSD liquidity to PancakeSwap, then I believe, and maybe Runner can talk about this, like as soon as that liquidity is added to PancakeSwap, that's the moment where people can actually click the buy button or click the swap button on PancakeSwap and start buying the Rev token.
Yeah, that's right. We have, in order for us to do anything with that PREV token, we got to switch it out for the Rev token. Now, I did make some comments, I think it was on the DAO, and Forex had made a statement that, he was going to set the price at $8, and you can't set the price unless you open your liquidity pool. So once Forex does that, I guess there's going to be a process, right, where we go on the farm and we just click the button and switch our PREV for Rev.
Right.
But once we have that Rev, we should be able to create any LP we want, whether it's on the farm or not. We don't have to wait for Forex to create, for example, a Rev BNB pool or whatever it might be.
So then we could, you think then during that 30-minute period, we could go over to PancakeSwap and, go to the liquidity page of PancakeSwap and add that liquidity.
Absolutely. And for that reason, I think also that the Rev token will be tradable at that point in time. I mean, I'm not selling. I don't know how high the price is going to go. But, that's the function of liquidity, right? Once you have liquidity, then the token's going to be tradable. And that's what a lot of the chat has been about. about these LPs is that if the price of Rev is going up or the price of drip is going up, that your LP is going to have, you know, fewer assets in it. So
Yeah.
we've got some people right now that are making LPs with drip. I think Drip BUSD one of the farms?
Yes,
Yeah.
Drip BUSD is going to be the main farm, other than the two Rev farms.
If
Can
you
you
want to share
bring
your
up?
screen, you can. It's up
Okay,
to you.
sure.
Yeah.
And we can also maybe we can, because well, I can't do two things at once. So hold on, let me share my screen.
You're right. Yep. Yeah. So rather than me sharing mine, and then you can talk about specifically what you want to talk about there. When you're ready, I can click. I'll add it in.
I've put it there.
Okay. Ready? Just a minute.
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Yeah, so there's a point where he actually deposits the initial liquidity. He deposits a certain number of Rev tokens, and I believe it's going to initially start with 400,000 BUSD. And then the price, the listing price is going to be 8 BUSD. So if we go 400,000 divided by 8. Yeah, so he's going to initially post 50,000 Rev tokens and 400,000 BUSD tokens, and that's going to be the starting liquidity. But he doesn't. As soon as that's posted or deposited on PancakeSwap, that's when trading becomes live.
Right.
But yeah. I thought that he doesn't actually post that liquidity on PancakeSwap until the farm officially launches, So, but I maybe I misunderstand it. Let's look at the white paper.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, as far as I understand it, that's the only way that you can get an $8 token price is you are the first one to add liquidity to PancakeSwap, and you set the price.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the mechanism by which he sets the listing price. Correct. It's whatever number of Rev tokens versus whatever number of BUSD tokens is initially deposited as that starting liquidity. That sets the price, and then from swap number one, the price begins to adjust. Right. And so my understanding is that the 30-minute window will take place before that initial deposit of liquidity. So my question is, before that initial liquidity has been deposited on PancakeSwap, can someone on their own deposit some Rev and BUSD liquidity? You know what I mean?
So they'd have to have Rev to do that. And Forex had this experience in the past with one of his coins where, I mean, he was still kind of new at this, and somebody set the coin value at like $80,000, and it just screwed everything up. So I'm pretty sure that's why we have the PREV coin now. He's going to make sure nothing like that happens ever again, and especially in this farm. So right now we're just holding the PREV. We can't do anything with it, and as I understand it, it's even restricted to where you can't even send it to another wallet, and that's written into the code of PREV. But once he sets the liquidity and the price on Rev, is then when, as I understand it, at that point in time, you'll have the ability to trade your P Rev for Rev, and that should be when the 30 minutes starts, because it's crazy to have the 30 minutes start and you can't stake in the Rev pool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so right. I believe I think what's going to happen right now, people are using this pre-sale tab to swap BUSD for the PREV token, and we got to do that. There's my PREV tokens for the private pre-sale, and so then I think once the last pre-sale has been completed, the 500 BUSD, 500,000 BUSD public pre-sale, then I think this tab of the website will switch over to one where you can swap PREV for Rev. That's my thinking.
I believe you're right.
And I think, I think we'll be able to do that. I need to, I need my special cursor. I think, I wasn't prepared. I didn't know I was going to be sharing my screen, Danny.
Yeah, man, it's okay. Take your time.
I think wasn't prepared either. I would have had a better picture of myself.
That was great. You look good.
Yeah, man, you look awesome. Good stuff.
Okay, there we go. So after that last pre-sale is completed, that's when the 30-minute countdown starts, right? And so then during that 30-minute countdown, before everything goes live, we should be able to come in here and swap our PREV for Rev. Now, during that time, will we also be able to come over here and, well, not even before we even come over here, would we then be able to go over to PancakeSwap and create some Rev BUSD liquidity, for example? I don't think we can because the price will not yet be set, right? So if you go to PancakeSwap,
it'll be set. It has to be set, right? So when we have the opportunity to trade our PREV for Rev, right? That Rev has to be live. It's going to have to be liquid at that point in time, right?
He's going to trigger.
I mean,
well, the pool at that point is a pair of PREV and Rev. So it's a 1-to-1. So the liquidity for that is a 1-to-1 PREV for Rev.
Right.
I don't think at that point in time there is no liquidity for Rev BUSD. So if you try to go over to PancakeSwap and say, okay, I want to deposit 1,000 Rev, how much BUSD do I have to deposit to make that liquidity pair? You're not going to be able to do that, I don't believe.
So I see your point there. But I don't think it's, I guess the problem is, and it's really unfortunate that you didn't get more than 4 minutes with Forex today. I know that was one of the questions you wanted to ask him, Brandon.
Yeah.
Because if we, as soon as we switch PREV to Rev, if the price hasn't already been set yet, and you can't set the price unless you have things set up in PancakeSwap already, right?
Right.
So Forex has to have liquidity set up before he lets us take the Rev. Otherwise, there's going to be one person who's smarter than everybody else that immediately sets up that pancake pool, and they'll set the price. And
maybe
Forex is not going to let that happen.
Now, I don't know the intricacies of PancakeSwap, and I don't know what happens when a liquidity pool is first formed, but maybe there's a way that he can add that liquidity. He can go in and add the 50,000 Rev and the 400,000 BUSD, but pause it. make it so it's paused, so it can't actually be traded, but it's there, and so that sets the price.
I think that's
Forex. If you're out there, you want to jump on the stream, let us know.
This is a decentralized exchange. It's an AMA.
Right.
Forex isn't going to have the ability to pause anything.
Yeah.
Once you set liquidity, it's there. It's gone.
He can't pause it.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Well, he can pause the Rev token though, right? Because that's a smart contract. The token, the token itself is a smart contract.
Yeah, but it's already going to be written, and smart contract means that it runs on its own after you let it go. If Forex had the ability to do something with the Rev token after he launched it, none of us would be in this. The whole idea is that he's making something beautiful that's going to go on by itself, and he has no ability to backdoor it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't want to belabor it. I guess it'd be nice to have a specific answer from Forex, but I think he probably feels that he already gave that. When he said he will set the price.
And usually with smart contracts, though. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry. I mean, if you analyze it, right, it makes no sense that Forex would build this beautiful thing for all of us and say, okay, I'm going to give you a half hour to get in before this thing starts, but I'm not going to let you use my premier token to get in before it starts. So it has. I'm not usually like this, but it has to be.
Yeah.
With all smart contracts, the developer address usually has some sort of control until you revoke that. However, I know based on the type of integrity we've experienced with the other projects that Forex has put out. Obviously, he's not going to just screw his project, but the developer does have access to and the ability to pause and do other functions, and then maybe move that over and revoke that and put that create the DAO to then control it. But definitely in the beginning it may be. I mean, for all smart contracts, you have that ability just to make sure everything's smooth, and then once the contract is solid and it's running well, then you could kind of back off and give those permissions to like a decentralized organization.
One thing I know for sure, just based on this right here, so we can swap PREV for Rev,
right,
immediately after liquidity is added. Which I'm not sure if by liquidity he means the PREV Rev pair or the Rev BUSD pair, but regardless, after we can swap our PREV for Rev, then there's a 30-minute grace period that allows investors to get into the pools and farms. So I know one thing for sure is that people will definitely be able to get into this farm and all of these farms, right? And then all of the single asset pools, including we should be able to get into this pool, right? We should at the very least be able to stake our new fresh Rev tokens into the single asset pool. And then once that 30 minutes has elapsed, that's when the emissions start. So that's when all of these pools and all of these farms start earning Rev tokens. So I did want to break it down. I did want to discuss a little bit. So my channel, Runner, I'm not sure if you've seen any of my drip. Well, I know you watched. Yeah. So I've been focused on teaching people about crypto in general, but mostly teaching people about the drip token and the faucet smart contract, right? And how all of that works. And it's so fantastic that now we have this complete new project with the farm. And I think I'm insanely bullish on this project. So now I have this whole new subject matter to try to talk about on my channel. So I do want to kind of talk about, I think the very basic question that a lot of people ask, whether you're talking about a yield farm or the Faucet smart contract, right, is where does the money come from? And so I think asking that or that the answer to that question is two-parted. So one part is what I just say adoption, right? So if you buy an asset, like if you bought Bitcoin back in 2013 and just held on to it for 8 years, the number of people that got interested in Bitcoin and started buying Bitcoin over those 8 years caused the price to go up. So there's nothing magic there. There's just more people interested in the coin, and the price of the coin goes up. And so that's one way. That's one answer to where does the money come from. So just adoption, right? People putting money into the token. And the other part of that answer is trading fees. So I think with yield farming, the main source of money, the way you can make money off of yield farming, is with trading fees. Does that? Am I missing anything on that, Runner?
Well, the trading fees, I think, are normally going to the farm, and that means the developer. So what's different about this farm, where at least level 2 is going to be the owners of the farm are going to be the holders of the pig coin, and they're going to collect the trading fees. So you're right from the perspective of ownership or from the perspective of the developer, and also when you're dealing with like your LP and in Uniswap or in PancakeSwap, you'll get a really small percentage of every trade. When you get into the farms like these, the Rev WBNB and the Rev BUSD and the Drip BUSD, the beauty on those, and the reason that I like, and I know a lot of people like to get into new farms, is because the developer is trying to get their coin out there. And usually in a farm, you're paid with some new coin, which we're hoping is going to have value. And so most of us who enter into a yield farm are doing it because we want to cash in on that farming coin. And we're not really worried so much about the trading fees, because those are little tiny things.
Well, and so it's actually kind of a combination, right? So for example, if I deposit liquidity, if I go over to PancakeSwap and I put a portion of drip tokens and another portion of BUSD, and I deposit that into the liquidity pool on PancakeSwap, just doing that alone, I begin to earn trading fees. And like you said, it's a very small, I think it's 0.3% of each trade, and plus you're just a tiny portion of the overall pool. So you only get a portion of a portion of a portion as far as each swap goes. But you are earning some trading fees. You're earning a very small yield just by depositing those tokens into the liquidity pool. Now, this takes it a step further, where you take that liquidity pool token whenever you deposit liquidity onto PancakeSwap. In exchange for putting your tokens into PancakeSwap, they give you an LP token, liquidity pool token. Now you can take that liquidity pool token and stake it here, and start to earn an additional source of income.
Absolutely, that's right.
And in this case, if I want to see if I understand this correctly, so I did this basic. This is a very basic model of an AMM, all right, automated market maker, and it's an example where everybody just keeps buying drip. So I think that's what should happen. I think that's what will happen. We'll see. But so this liquidity pool example starts with a drip price of $16.50. So you have 10,000 drip tokens. You have 165,000 BUSD tokens in the pool. And most AMMs work or use a constant, what's called a constant product. So the product of the number of drip tokens times the number of BUSD tokens should stay constant. And so whenever somebody, let's say somebody buys 10 drip, they're literally taking 10 drip tokens out of the liquidity pool, right? So it drops down to 9,990. And they need to deposit a certain number of BUSD tokens to be able to take those 10 drip tokens out. And so the way that price is calculated, or that payment is calculated, is by making sure that the product stays the same. So if you look at the little formula here, I just took this product and divided it by the new number of drip tokens to get my to make sure that my product stays constant. You can see it just keeps staying constant. So somebody, in order to take out 10 drip tokens, they're actually going to have to put in 165.1652 BUSD. And notice now the price adjusts, which is, this is just a very simple formula as well. This is just the number of BUSD tokens in the pool divided by the number of drip tokens in the pool. So that gives you your how many BUSD per drip, right? And you can see the price automatically adjusted. It went from 1650 to 1653. And so I just keep doing the same thing. And after 20 swaps or so, everybody's buying. In this example, everybody's buying. The number of drip tokens is decreasing, right? And the number of BUSD is increasing, and the price keeps adjusting based on the new ratio, right? So do I have that right? Does that look correct to you, Runner?
Fantastic. Absolutely.
This is actually, honestly, this is the first time I actually did this. I've watched videos about AMMs, and I've sort of like played with the numbers in my head, but I never actually did it like this, swap by swap by swap. And the interesting thing here is now as we get into this enigmatic phrase, impermanent loss, right? Ooh, scary. So what you can see here is we'll just pretend that this is all some person. Let's just say this is one person to make it simple. This is somebody that has 10,000 drip tokens and 165,000 BUSD tokens, right? So the total value of that is the drip tokens times the price plus whatever BUSD is there. And so each time the price adjusts, right, the price is going up, but the number of drip tokens is going down. But this is still gaining in value because the BUSD doesn't go anywhere. It stays the same value, but the drip tokens, even though there's less of them, they're now worth more. And so you see that somebody deposited this 330,000 BUSD worth of assets. And at the end of these 20 swaps, now they have $438,000 worth of assets. So, but if you look at this price, let's say that we have two people. So one person deposits $330,000. worth of assets into a liquidity pool. The other person just hodls. Okay. They have the same starting amount. Now, this person's assets are now worth $438,000, but this person's assets are now worth $456,000. Why? Because they still have the 10,000 drip. This person now only has 7,500 drip. This person still has their 10,000, and the price went up. So those 10,000 are now worth $29 each. And they still have their 165,000 BUSD. So their total assets are now worth 456,000. So what one thing we need to understand about impermanent loss is it's not always a loss. It's more of like an opportunity cost. So in this case, drip skyrocketed versus BUSD, and the person that had just held on to their original tokens without exposing them to this liquidity pool, their total value is more. So there's a loss. There's an opportunity cost of $17,754.
Yeah. If anyone out there is watching and they got any questions on it, please do. Just message there, comment there, and we'll get the guys to answer it while they're here.
That's
a cool calculator, man.
Just whipped it up before the stream. You know, this is how I do it.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
Hey, is my mic working?
Yeah, man. Yeah, Josh. Hey, welcome, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Oh, thank you.
Good on, Josh.
Hi. How you going?
Josh is one of these young guys that has grown up around crypto. So I thought I'd bring him on as well. Super successful guy. How old are you, bro? 19?
19, yeah.
19 years old, man, and been doing crypto for 7 years already. How's that?
What?
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Got in really, really early.
So, have you got any questions, bro?
Time you're 30.
Yeah, man.
By 30. Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, you may be already, right? Started at 12.
There you go. So yeah, welcome, Josh.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Do you understand what we're talking about here? Obviously, you understand yield farming as well, but you have anything to ask about what Brandon's just been talking about there?
No, I'm interested to learn more, so I'm going to continue listening though.
Okay, cool. No worries. So yeah, Brandon, I'm going to give you the floor for a bit longer, bro.
Well, I kind of shot my load there, but
yeah.
Wow, that's quite a picture, Brandon.
Woo, am I red? I think I'm getting red. So
you can say whatever you want on this channel.
So one of the things that I learned by going through this, and I kind of had already worked it through in my head, but it's plain as day right here, is that with this situation, with this example, this is not a realistic example, right? Because the only thing that's happening here is buying, right? Nobody's selling. Everybody's just buying. And I just put random numbers in here, but the point is it's just buy, right?
Yeah.
And so, obviously if somebody sells drip, then it's just going to go the other way, and that product is going to stay a constant product. And the balance of tokens in the pool is gonna go back the other way. And when you consider that liquidity providers are also earning a fee for each swap, even if it's peanuts, it's still there. What would be ideal in a yield farming situation is if the price stayed perfectly constant. Right.
Yeah.
Because then you would have no impermanent loss, and they call it.
That's
go ahead.
ideal for the person who's in the LP that doesn't want to risk that loss. But we're all in crypto. We want to see the coin go up, right?
That's true.
Yeah, for sure. Just a quick shout out to my mate Kenny, Outback Lad in Australia. Shout out to you. Sorry, guys, keep going.
Well, the interesting thing here too is that look how much that value went up, right? So if you had 10% of the pool at the beginning, and then you still had 10% of the pool at the end, not only did you receive some fees, but the total value of your 10% went way up,
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right.
And yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, this is one of those things where, people hear those words, impermanent loss, and they just freak out. They hear the loss part, and they don't know what to think about it. I hear people in these chats all the time freaking about impermanent loss. My thought about it is, look, the LP token is a tool for you to get somewhere you want to go in crypto. The other part of the loss is impermanent, and as you pointed out earlier, Brandon, it's not permanent until you pull your LP out. So it's the same thing. If you use the hodler mindset with an LP, if you're able to do that, I have some LPs that I do that with. They're not involved in farms, but people buy the tokens, and you watch the value of your stuff go up and down, but you're constantly gaining those trading fees. And I think what people probably need to look at when they're looking at this farm is, are you going to lose a couple of dollars here or there? Maybe if you cash it out. We're all going to have to, I guess, cash these out. I guess we should talk about that. Do we have to cash these out after L1, or are they going to move over to L2? There's no impermanent loss as long as you're holding on. There's no permanent loss as long as you're holding on to your LP token.
I think I believe the liquidity is going to be migrated from one farm to the other. So when it transfers from the Manor Farm to the animal farm, I don't. Well, first of all, there's no deposit fees for these core farms. Right. So, you could withdraw it, and then you could redeposit your LP tokens on the animal farm. But I believe the liquidity is just going to be migrated over automatically.
Well, there is the big issue there, and that is Rev is going to cease to exist after L2, because you're going to trade those for pigs. So I guess everybody's going to have to deal with breaking up their LP that if it has Rev in it, right? So you get a 14 days as a liquidity provider, and then you're going to have to break that up. And if you have any quote unquote impermanent loss, you'll see it there. But unless you're using the kind of tracking device that Brandon is using, you're not going to see it, because it's not going to be a loss. At least that's my opinion, right? So when you break up your tokens at the end of this thing, your Rev is going to be going up. I'm thinking if the value of the farm token goes down, and when you pull it out, then you may lose a little bit of money, but you've gained it with those tokens that you farmed.
Right. Yeah. So for me personally, I'm a little bit wary of these farms here. And I honestly haven't decided whether I'm going to pair some of my Rev with BUSD or BNB and farm these here. I'm definitely going to be farming here, and this will earn me some extra Rev tokens every day.
Right.
And then with my Rev tokens, I'm going to put the majority or all of my Rev tokens in what he's calling the safe house now, which I love that. That ties in with the Animal Farm novel. And simply earning extra BUSD. And now, initially, there was going to be 500,000 BUSD distributed to the single asset stakers of Rev, but then he added the promo pre-sales. I believe the last time I heard him talking about it on the Crypto Talk interview was that there's actually now 150,000 BUSD. So you have 650,000 BUSD distributed over the course of those 14 days. So you have like 46,000 BUSD going out every day to just these people. So all you have to do is stake your Rev tokens right here. And every day you're going to be earning your share of 46, what did I say? 46,000
$46,000, yeah.
You know, so personally, I'm going to put most or all of my Rev tokens right in here, and I'm going to collect that BUSD every day. And I'm going to leave my Rev tokens here until the very last second. Because, you know, once the emissions stop, once the 14-day period is concluded, you're then going to have 48 hours to take your Rev tokens out. So I'm going to leave them here to earn every last penny of BUSD that I can, right? Because it's $46,000 a day for 14 days. I'm going to stay there the whole time. I'm going to get every penny, right? And then you take those Rev tokens out, as well as whatever Rev tokens you earned, you know, over here or on the farms. Switch over. There we go. So you're farming whatever pair you want here, and you're earning Rev every day. So you're just accumulating all these Rev tokens. And at the end of the 14 days, there's a 48-hour window where you get to take those Rev tokens and buy the package, the layer 2 package, which is a portion of a portion of pigs and a portion of dogs. So those are the two tokens. So when you swap, in a way I understand it, and I could be wrong, but you swap your Rev tokens for pigs and dogs, and it's an equal value, not necessarily an equal number of tokens, but you're supposed to get 50-50 value of pigs tokens and dogs tokens. And if you
interestingly,
go ahead.
That's just like an LP, right? You want to get equal value.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of it like that, but yeah, absolutely. But the key is, during when everybody's getting ready for the layer 2 farm, right? And so everybody's trying to establish their position in pigs and dogs. Those people that use Rev tokens to swap for pigs and dogs will get 20% more value. They'll get 20% more pigs and dogs versus somebody who just comes in with BUSD. So if somebody just completely misses the layer 1 farm and they want to be involved with the layer 2 farm, great. You're going to have to spend BUSD, and you can buy, you know, your allotment of pigs and dogs paying with BUSD. But those of us who are in there from the beginning and we've accumulated all these Rev tokens, we're going to be able to get 20% more for our money.
Now, there was some interesting chat earlier today, and I don't know, you know, how accurate this is, but certainly some people were concerned. I think it was in the Animal Farm chat, and they were saying, that they had heard on one of these talks that there might not be enough pigs and dogs to sell to the general public after the Rev people buy theirs, or that there might not be a whole lot. I don't know where they got that from, but that would certainly be indicative of an increase in price, if it's true.
Well, yeah, I mean, the layer one is basically like an extended pre-sale. It's
Right.
an extended pre-sale for the main show, for the animal farm. And so, I think that there will be a way for people to come in with just BUSD to get their position. But yeah, they might end up paying a higher price. But I think that whatever, once the 14 days stops, the BUSD Rev liquidity will be taken out. And so whatever that final ratio is, whatever number of Rev tokens is in there and whatever number of BUSD tokens is there, that sets like the final price. That's the final price, right?
Right.
And so then that chunk of BUSD will then move over, and I believe it will be distributed to the pigs token stakers.
That's my understanding. Yeah.
So just like you're incentivized to hang on to your Rev tokens during layer one and stake them in the single asset pool, earning you BUSD, you're also incentivized to get the pigs tokens, because all that BUSD that comes out of the layer one liquidity, that's all going to then be distributed to people that stake the pigs tokens. 60% of it, at least. Yeah, 60% of the BUSD removed from layer one will be placed in a vault, which is paid out to stakers of the L2 governance tokens, pigs. 20% of the BUSD removed from layer one will be added to the liquidity pool of layer two governance token, pigs. Okay, so there's where your initial pigs BUSD liquidity comes from.
And the key here is that you want to get as many pigs as you can in the beginning, right? Because this money is going to be distributed to the holders of pig in the very beginning, I would think, or at least that's my understanding. And then you continue to hold the pigs, because then you get the trading fees.
Well, the trade, I think it's the deposit fees though. So
right. You're right.
So let's just explain that too. So anybody that wants to stake their liquidity tokens, their LP tokens on any yield farm, but with this farm in particular, you pay a 4%. I think it's going to be a 4% deposit fee. So where's that money going? So normally on a normal yield farm, that money would go basically straight to the owners of the farm, the developer, development team, or whatever, whoever owns the farm. They get that 4% deposit fee in their pocket. In the case of the animal farm, the 4% deposit fees are going to the holders and stakers of the pigs token. So it's really a chance to own a yield farm. Like, people get to actually own a portion or a share of a yield farm.
That's right.
So,
g'day, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Right. Hey, Kelly, if you want to join us, let us know. I can add you in. That'd be interesting.
Do you want to go ahead?
I was going to say, I see my direct, the guy who led me into Drip was Adro Crypto. I see he's in the chat.
Okay. Man, if Adro, if you're out there, if you want to if you want to jump in, we can as well. I can have a few people on here.
He's our
Yeah,
flow
Alak was-
riders leader.
Alec brought me into Drip last week.
Yeah, man, I brought him in first time. I'm surprised how many people are not in it yet. Just in the other Telegram groups. And I said, "Oh, yeah, Josh, are you already in Drip?" He goes, "No, what's that?" a few minutes of explanation, and he's in. So yeah, welcome to that, Kelly. Yeah, let me just send you a link, Kelly. Just a minute.
Well, I'm surprised how many people are not in crypto. I mean, what small percentage of the people is it? It's like less than 3% or something.
Yeah, and I was talking to, well, I was reading an article the other day, and I was saying, like, there'll probably be, within 5 years, most of the young people will be under 30. When the inheritances from the old people start dripping down, like, crypto's going to pump like crazy, because there's going to be at least, 5-10% put into that minimum by young people. Like, if I got an inheritance for $1 million or 500K, I'd be chucking at least 100 of it, 200 of it in crypto, conservatively speaking.
Yeah, for sure.
It's it reminds me something we were chatting with Forex and Kevin earlier today, is that crypto is a tiny market, and you also have to realize that a lot of people that are involved in crypto, I would say they're doing it wrong. Why do I say that? Because a lot of people that are in crypto, they go to a centralized exchange and they buy some Bitcoin or they buy some ETH. And they leave it there. They leave it there.
Just like Coinbase, like someone just buying it and then just like doing a dollar cost average, just reinvestment every week.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily wrong. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways of investing in crypto.
But there's no yield.
Yeah. That's the most easily accessible for them.
Yeah, but
I would think.
For some of these people, I mean, it's scary enough for them to just go on Robinhood and buy 1/10 of a Bitcoin,
Yeah, right.
And that's where the education
at least
comes
they're
in.
getting their toes wet.
Yeah, I maybe that's too strong of a word. My feeling is that it's not, not your keys, not your crypto. And so I like to teach people what I consider the safer way to do it, which is you own the crypto, you keep it in a wallet. And maybe I'm a little bit jaded because I was one of the people back in 2014 when Mt. Gox got hacked. They lost a bunch of Bitcoin, and then basically the company crumbled. And I had all my Bitcoins on the centralized exchange. So the problem with keeping crypto on a centralized exchange is centralized exchanges can be hacked and you can lose your crypto. So not your keys, not your crypto. So I'm a little bit jaded when it comes to that.
Well, I agree with you. But, we're looking at, again, this little tiny percentage of people that are involved in crypto now, which is us. And we're looking for really mass adoption. So when you look at something, and I'm sure we all have our problems with Robinhood, but when you look at something like Robinhood, they offer the ability for people to purchase, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. And for the consumer out there, it's the same as if they buy a share of IBM. That IBM stock is not theirs either.
Can they send?
Brandon, I'm going to remove your
addresses?
share screen for a sec. Yep.
Can they send that crypto from Robinhood to other addresses, or is that locked in Robinhood?
It's locked right now. They have a waiting list where they're going to start possibly making deposit and withdrawal wallets in the future. But right now, it's.
I see. Because there's a project that I work with, Proton Chain, and they're actually based in the States, and they're working on, they have a app on the App Store and the Google Play Store, and it's a hardware wallet for Android and iPhone. And I think that's probably where hardware wallets are going next. It's like an app on your phone, backs up to iCloud, Google Drive, only uses biometrics. I think that's where things are headed.
Yeah, it's definitely important that all these other dApp developers are coming in. For user experience. I think as entry level, people are used to how simple can it be for me to enter the crypto market? So yeah, Coinbase is definitely one of the first apps that people think about. It depends on which country you're into and which credit card they accept as well, right? So it's different for all different areas. So you could see that people start off with a centralized exchange or centralized DApp, just like Coinbase, right? And then ultimately they move away. I moved away because I noticed that the fees were a little too high. So I said, okay, screw that. I'm going to go somewhere else, right? But at that time, I started to learn that, yes, your keys, your crypto, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't know that until I got my feet wet. So
yeah,
definitely you're seeing a lot more. Yeah, Crypto.com's kicking ass with their ads and whatnot, which is great for the consumer market. Right?
You've got to buy your tether from somewhere. You've got to buy a tether from somewhere still.
Correct.
That's true.
I kind of predict that most of it's going to be peer-to-peer eventually, once people have the app that is user-friendly. Right now, so it's not user-friendly at all.
Like a DEX peer-to-peer, payment network.
Right. Well, once it gets to the point where we're able to actually shop with it and the store accepts crypto, then it's peer-to-peer, right? It's just wallet to wallet at that point.
Yeah, but you need a network fast enough, enough transactions per second. Visa's network is so much faster than current crypto technology.
Right. It's getting there, slowly but surely.
So I'll just keep my eye out in development in this space. Sorry to cut you off there, Brendan.
No worries. So one of the things that we're doing with Team Drip Guide, and it's actually concluding tomorrow, is our Driptober promotion, and we're doing that with CryptoWorks as well. Kevin from CryptoWorks sort of partnered up, and he gave me part of the idea of that promotion, which is we're giving out a free one drip faucet account, literally just giving away free money. And one of the things I really like about that is from the very beginning of somebody getting involved with crypto, they're learning from day one about the MetaMask wallet. So we tell them, okay, we're going to give you this money, but the first thing you need to do is you have to set up the MetaMask wallet. And by the way, you're going to get a seed phrase. And here's what you need to do with your seed phrase. Write it down on a piece of paper. Don't keep it on your computer. Don't keep it on your phone. Don't give it to anybody. And I mean, I've had like 5 or 6 people on my team, just on my team, that have lost thousands of dollars worth of crypto because they put their seed phrase thinking they were winning a prize or getting tech support. They put their seed phrase into a website, Crazy, and that's the only way that somebody can gain access to your money and in your MetaMask wallet. So we're teaching people, and guys, I was buying Bitcoin. I looked at my my earliest transactions in my huge spreadsheet. My first Bitcoin purchase was for $89. I bought my first Bitcoin for $89. I believe it was in 2013. But I had no clue how to set up a wallet on my own computer. I don't even know if they probably did have Bitcoin wallets on phones, on smartphones back then. But I didn't even spend the time to figure out how to do that. It's so easy now, but back then it wasn't easy. It wasn't, I had no clue. So as a consequence of that, all of my Bitcoin basically got lost because the centralized exchange got hacked. So where I'll get a portion of it back when they finally finish this civil rehabilitation for Mt. Gox. But anyway, my point is we're educating people right from day one. Have your wallet. This is your wallet. You're in control, and that's truly peer-to-peer. Like that's what crypto was designed for. Is your keys, your crypto. You own it. You're in control. There's no counterparty risk. There's no centralization. Right? It's decentralized. So why are you going to be? If the purpose of crypto is to be decentralized, why are you then going to have your assets in a centralized exchange? It's kind of antithetical.
Absolutely.
But I do agree. We need to make it accessible. We need to make it easy, which is kind of the point of this Driptober promotion. Is like, hey, not only are we going to help you through this, but we're going to give you some free money. And I think that's one thing that's very unique and awesome about Drip is like, where else are you seeing people literally giving other people money? Like you got airdrops happening. You got now we're giving out free OneDrip accounts. It's phenomenal. And I think it really breaks down the barriers and the fear that people have, because crypto can be scary. It's complicated, it's complex, and people are afraid of it.
You mentioned the airdrops, and this has actually come up quite a few times. I've noticed it in the chats. Brandon, you do it a lot. So can you kind of clarify? Can you clarify for us in regards to the benefit to you, right? Mathematically, the benefit to you of doing airdrops as the airdropper, not as the receiver, as the sender. Because I've seen that come up a few times where, some people have gone into net negative because they've had to claim their drip to then airdrop it. And in doing so, when they've gone net negative, they're not actually receiving rewards from above either. They're not able to be airdropped to. I've seen that.
Well, if you're talking about net deposit value, airdrops are included in that. So whether I receive an airdrop, which I don't, well, I do receive an airdrop once in a while, but I'm mostly giving airdrops. But whenever I give an airdrop, it actually counts towards my net deposit value. So I'm not in danger of going negative on net deposits. But mathematically, it's not really mathematically a benefit to me, except it's more of a emotional benefit, because if I give airdrops out, it keeps people excited about the product, it keeps people engaged, and it also incentivizes them to add their own capital, and over the course of time, whatever airdrops I give to my team, it goes straight to their deposit. And what are they going to do with their deposit? Yes. They're going to hydrate. And what am I going to get when they dehydrate? I'm going to get a referral bonus. So very slowly, very, very slowly, it does trickle back to my team leader wallet. But that's not really the point. I'm not trying to, because it's like a percentage of a percentage of a percentage, and it's going to come. It's going to take forever to come back.
I guess it depends on how much. It depends on how much you actually do. Again, my thinking is net deposit value. You still have to have your claims being less than your deposit for you to continue receiving rewards from below, right? So if you've been, and I know someone, I can't remember what chat it was on, but someone did mention it on one of the chats where they had been airdropping, and in doing so, they'd actually claimed more than what the deposit value is. And that kind of messed with them because they're no longer getting rewards.
Well, but every time someone deposits underneath you, especially on your level, only on your level 1. So if somebody deposits on my level 1, I'm getting a big referral bonus on that. That's 10% of their after-tax deposit. So and that goes straight to my deposit. So a significant part of my deposit is, can somebody mute who is ever typing on their keyboard?
That's Danny. Actually, it's just his audio is a little bit garbled.
Oh, is it?
Me?
Yeah, I think Danny's.
No, it's not me.
Try muting Danny.
Hang on, I'll mute mine. Hang on a sec.
Runner.
Yeah, that's better. There's a weird kind of crackling coming from your mic, Danny.
And
okay, I'm glad I wasn't the only one hearing that.
No, it's not me.
Going crazy.
Yeah, I thought I was going crazy.
Yeah, that's better now.
Okay, good.
That's better now.
Anyway, so a significant portion of my current deposits came from referral rewards, so doing airdrops is a way of giving some of that back, because now my 1% a day is a lot bigger than what it would have been if I hadn't received referral bonuses. So it incentivizes, or it fosters a real team environment. And the main thing is I like to do it. I'm giving back to the people that gave to me, that trusted me as their buddy. But mathematically, it is money that I otherwise could have either hydrated, or I could have, I could have sold it and brought in some cash. Yes, sir.
I think what you're not saying here, and what Danny is trying to get at, is on these net deposits. So when you look at the main drip page, it'll show, what your deposits are and what you've claimed. And somebody could look at that and say, oh, I'm going net negative, but that's wrong. You want to look at the player lookup. If you take your wallet address and put it in the player lookup, it'll tell you what your net deposits are. Those are calculated a little bit differently than what shows on that front page. And so if you do an airdrop, let's say you're net negative, maybe you're 100 net negative, right? And you go, oh man, I got net negative. I need to get this squared away right away because I don't want to lose my bonuses that are supposed to be coming up. So you buy some drip and you then airdrop that. When you airdrop that, that'll give you a 1-for-1 bump in your net deposits, and that can bring you back to positive.
So even if you claim it, if you airdrop whatever you claim, the whole amount,
when you claim it, it'll drop it, and then when you airdrop it, it'll come back up.
It come back up.
Why not just hydrate?
No, for airdrops.
Well,
if you want to
airdrop, the
airdrop,
best way to go, right? But we're talking about giving benefits to people in our downline, and if that's beneficial to you or detrimental to you. And I think Brandon did a pretty good job of explaining that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll share. Well.
Yeah, you can share your screen again if you want.
If you can bring me back on.
Yep. Just a
on
sec.
the shared screen. I'm trying to open this.
It might be the runners. It might be the runner's mic that's doing that. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it is, bro. I think it is.
I'm going to put mine on mute. See what's going on, because I keep dropping off for some reason.
Okay. So it's your end. No worries.
Let's see here if I can bring this up here.
Was it me then?
I think it is. That's okay.
All right. Well, I'll just put the mic on when I'm going to talk then.
Yep. Okay.
So as far as the net deposit value, first of all, the only thing that your net deposit value affects is your ability to receive referral rewards, right? So if you have a positive net deposit value, you get referral rewards whenever your downline hydrates or deposits. So that's one thing to note. Like it's not the end of the world if you go net negative. You just stop getting, there we go. You'll just stop getting referral rewards. But notice, so whatever you deposit into Faucet plus whatever you airdrop, now that's coming and going. So if I send airdrops, it's actually increasing my net deposit value, which I think that's established. And then, of course, when you hydrate, which he called it rolls, when you roll or hydrate, that also adds to your net deposit value. And the only thing that subtracts is any claims. So when I do a claim and then I airdrop it, it's really just, if I claim 100 drip, and then I airdrop that, there is a 10% tax, right? So it's going to subtract 100 and it's going to add 90. So I'm losing a little bit. And that might not even be true. I haven't looked at it specifically. It might be pre-tax airdrops here as opposed to after-tax airdrops. But my point is, the only thing that hurts me here is if I claim and sell it, right? If I claim and if I claim in order to do some airdrops, there's basically no effect. There's no effect. There's no real effect to my net deposit value.
It should also be mentioned that the airdrops doesn't just include like what you go in and you click on send an airdrop and that kind of airdrop. There's also just the automatic airdrops that your wallet sends to your downline when they hydrate, because your wallet is a team wallet. So all the round robins that hit your wallet from your downline, that you're just automatically racking up airdrop points essentially just by having a team wallet. So that also does help your net deposit value.
You know, I want to say something. Yes, yeah. I want to say something about. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say to Danny that Folly Baker's in the house too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, man.
He's also in my upline.
Folly, hey baby.
Yeah, Folly's also part of my drinkers club from time to time, man. Which you missed out last night.
I'd like to say something about the BREEP requirement, because surprisingly, there seems to still be a lot of misunderstanding here. So a lot of people come to me and they ask the question, okay, I want to bring in 5 people. So how many BREEP do I need? And they think this, but this is not the requirement. So the BREEP requirement is with respect to your level. These are levels. This is not the number of people that you bring on board into your downline. These are the different levels. So if you only want to bring people into drip immediately under you, that's level 1. You only need 2 BREEP for that. And by the way, you don't even need BREEP. You can bring people in, but if you don't have BREEP, you won't get the referral bonuses. So obviously, you know, it's ideal if you have the BREEP, and you need to have it in your wallet, and you need to have it there before they deposit, right? Because that's the big one. When they do that initial deposit, you get 10% of the after-tax amount right there. As soon as they do the deposit, you know, they deposit 100 drip, it's going to be 90 after tax. You're going to get 9. You're going to get 9 drips straight into your wallet. But yeah, you can have 1,000 people on your level 1. You only need 2 BREEP. So I just wanted to make that clear, because I do get that question a lot.
Mentioned that. Yeah, I do as well. People seem to think that they need so many. You know, that's 2 BREEP for every single person that they put on, and I've heard that a lot too. No, definitely not.
It's probably pretty important though to keep an eye on your team and how big your team is, because
absolutely,
we've got some people who didn't get enough drip, and then somebody joins and they've got, I think On said somebody joined and they had 8,000 drip and he got nothing because he didn't have enough BREEP in his wallet. So it's good to keep an eye. I mean, I have 144 in there. I don't have 10 downlines yet, but I'm probably like at 7. So it's not a bad idea to, you know, cash in a little bit of your drip once every week or so and buy some BREEP just to keep yourself covered.
Yeah, let's talk about that too, because that's another. Let's talk about buying BREEP. I haven't done a tutorial of any sort on actually buying BREEP, but this is another even more prevalent source of confusion and questions. So this is Pancake Swap, right? And this is the normal version. This is V2 that you can see that I'm on. And this tripped me up right here, because I knew, okay, I was told and I knew that I needed to be on version 1 of Pancake Swap in order to buy BREEP. But what I didn't realize is this right here. Watch this. Oh, let me click on that. I can't believe this still is like this. But does that even look like it's an option? This doesn't look like it's an option. You're like, okay, I want V1, and then they say, oh, nope, you can't do it. And this doesn't even look like it's clickable, but it is.
Yeah, no, that's true.
It is. It doesn't look like the damn thing. It looks like it's just useless.
Yeah.
But that's what you have to do. So there it is. So this is what you do. You have to click on V1, and then you have to say, yep, I understand what I'm doing is dangerous, but it's not really dangerous. But yeah,
that messed me up in the beginning as well.
It did.
Yeah, it messed me up too. It messed me up too, and I was prepared for it, but yeah, it still screwed me up.
The thing that's also that really slips people up is not knowing how to do the slippage, not knowing how to set the slippage. So that
I'm glad you mentioned that, and I already have that here. But let's just go through that as well. What is it? Settings, right?
Yeah,
you got to click here, and you actually have to come over here and type in. I use 2.5. It seems to work well. It needs to be a little bit more than 2, but it has to be at least 2, 2.1 maybe, because there's a 2% tax built in to the BREEP token, which means you're gonna get 2% less than what you actually paid for. That's why you have to have the slippage, at least 2. And I've always used 2.5. It seems to work well. And there's no save button here. That's another thing that's not really intuitive. You can just change it. And it's like, okay, it just remembers, I guess, and you don't click save, you just close this out. To me, that looks like you're canceling out, you're like undoing what you just did, but no, it saves that, So PancakeSwap needs to do a little bit of work on their user interface, but that's okay. Maybe with the farm, we'll have a layer 3 of having a DEX of our own, and we'll just abolish PancakeSwap. How about that?
What's the price of BREEP at the moment? I mean, when I bought in,
it's like
that's way back
it?
then. It was like $32 when I bought in.
32. Wow.
Yeah, it's like
it was $32 on day one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why are you guys saying 32?
It was $32.
No, we bought it around that.
What we bought it at when right in the beginning. We bought in some BREEP, obviously, right in the beginning, and it was $32 per BREEP token.
I don't have any BUSD in this wallet, but we can do the math. So I could say I'm going to swap BNB, and then you have to add this token. I've obviously already added it, but you have to paste in the contract address for the BREEP token. And
actually, Brandon, if you click on buy BREEP from the Drip website, doesn't it automatically add it for you? I think it does.
It does. It actually does.
So that's so you don't actually have to. You don't even have to know the contract or know that you have to know the contract address. If you click on it from drip.community, it will go ahead and already add that.
Yeah.
I never did it. I never did it from there. But let's see if we can figure out the price.
$13.94. That's what I'm seeing. USDT.
$13.94.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get in while it's still cheap, guys.
Yeah, dude.
Don't wait for it to go back to 32.
Yeah. So anyway,
because you need a big chunk to go down to 15 levels, eh?
Oh yeah, you can see I only have 21 at this point, and there's somebody on my team made like 10 levels of self-referred wallets. You know who I'm talking about, Kelly.
So annoying.
Yeah.
That has to be somebody that was in crypto black sheep, right? Because that's all they did over there.
I won't name any names, but yeah, I was like, "What are you doing?" And he has he has like 90 to 150 BREEP in each wallet. Wow. Even the lower ones. Like, I'm like, what?
Really?
Does he just not know what he's doing?
I don't know. I haven't I haven't gotten on his case yet. Like, I'm just, whatever.
You know who it is, Brendan?
I do. Yeah. I know. Yep. Yeah. When people join my team, I ask them to join the Telegram. Otherwise, for a while I was doing sign-up bonuses. So the deal was, join my team and then join me on Telegram, join my Telegram group, and I'll give you a sign-up bonus. I'm not not doing sign up bonuses anymore because I'm not trying to build my level 1 team anymore. I've got a big enough level 1 team now, and so I'm actually trying to build teams for my level 1s. So I'm trying to get referrals for my referrals and help people on my team build a team. I'm paying forward what was done for me, which was one of the teams that I joined way back in May or June was run by a guy named Bitcoin Pro. I'm sure a lot of you know who Bitcoin Pro is. And very, very early, before I had anybody on my team, I had 0 referrals on my team. He said, I'm going to help you build a team by airdropping 10 drip to your first 5 referrals.
That's a good promo. Yeah, that's a good strategy.
That's great.
You get rewarded based on your efforts, right? So
yeah. So he helped me build my team, and so I'm helping my team build their teams, paying it forward.
We did a similar program, one buddy, one drip. So we were doing that for a while. So it's encouraging people to share the opportunity with other people, and then every person that you're bringing in equates to X amount of drip. So we did that. That was successful, and so we're not really sending a lot of airdrops just to kind of entice people to come in. We're basically using that as a tool to then grow the teams, and it's been very successful that way.
Look at this madness. Oop, where'd it go? Look at this guy. Can you guys see that?
No.
You're not showing.
I don't see your screen.
No, I'll share it just a second.
Danny's got to click.
Yeah, I got it. There you go.
Oh my God.
You're saying he has like 70, 100, yeah.
Brandon, did you get enough B-REIT for that? Oh, you don't have very many levels.
That's a lot of B-REIT, man.
No, I only have 21.
Okay.
I need to buy. I wish I'd bought some more back when it was in the single digits. But
yeah,
everybody's strategy is different, I guess.
I only have enough for 6 levels. So yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
There you go.
Isn't that nuts?
Bye, Brandon.
2, 3, 4. So this is level 4 right here.
Yeah.
So this guy goes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
11.
He's trying to capture everything he did on the left. Yeah.
Yeah. But you mentioned on missing out on somebody depositing, what was it, 8,000 drip?
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
Wow.
So he wouldn't get anything on that deposit unless it was on his level 1. So like if somebody over here deposits 8,000 drip, I'm not going to get any of that. But on the
you will when they hydrate.
Right. So, but not on the first time, not on the second time, not on the third time, but on the 4th time they hydrate, that will be my turn for the round robin bonus. And that's another very confusing thing, the round robin bonus. So it's not, let's use this guy as an example. So his bottom wallet, the first time this wallet hydrates, this wallet is going to get the round robin. The second time, this wallet is going to get the round robin. Then this wallet, then this wallet, then this wallet, then this wallet, then this, then this, then this, then me, and then another 3 or 4 because it only goes up 15 levels, right? So after on the 16th hydrate, it goes to no one. No one gets the round robin bonus. Once it goes past, it doesn't go past the developer wallet. So the developer wallet gets a round robin bonus, and the next time that player hydrates, nobody gets the round robin bonus. And the time after that, it goes back to this wallet.
Maybe he's doing that to guarantee that nobody above him has enough BREEF, and so it keeps skipping all the other above wallets, and it only goes to him.
Correct. I mean, ultimately, there are strategies to do it that way. I mean, you're not necessarily gaming the system. You're utilizing what is coded to do, and the capabilities of the smart contract. Now, there are ways to get around that. You don't need 10. You could work with 2 if you really wanted to.
And let me tell you this, though,
being selfish.
So
it's been used in other programs, right? Before.
So we just talked about how the round robin bonus goes, right? From wallet to from level to level to level, right? And then it comes back. But every single time that this wallet hydrates, this wallet gets a bonus.
Correct.
Every time.
Correct.
Every time.
So there's really 20%.
Yeah, and it's not 20% because it's the referral bonuses are based on the after tax. So if this guy hydrates 1 drip, the after tax is going to be 0.95, right? And then the 10% of that is the referral bonus, and that's both the normal referral bonus and the round robin referral bonus is 10% of the after tax amount.
We actually had an argument about that today on the main drip site because I made a quiz question, and On and I did different calculations for the answer. I was right. I think it's after. I think. Well, I don't know. I haven't actually read the code. On said he would check the code, but he the fact that it's after tax. Yeah, that's what I think so too. He was thinking that it was before tax.
No, I've
9.5%. Yeah, is that what works?
Yeah, you guys want to dive into BSC scan because I'll go there with you if you want to.
No, bro, we're like we said we weren't going to do this for too long today. As always, you and I, we go for like hours and hours. So before we get too far away from it, I want to know a little bit about the runner. Runner, how did you get into crypto?
Oh, geez. That's a great question. I like to explore new things. I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff. And I was listening to some crazy guys on a podcast back around the time of Mt. Gox. And even before that, I had tried to download the Bitcoin blockchain, and I made a wallet. And it was a big piece of paper with like a massive UPC code on it or something. And I said, no. Then I listened to this thing, this podcast when Mt. Gox was going on. And I'm like, God, Bitcoin is like $300 or $400 now. My God. And I said, these people are nuts. And I just let it lay until around November of 2017. I started paying attention to it, and I was like, oh my God, it's at 8,000. And I said, I want to get me a Bitcoin. And at that point in time, I had to get, familiar with all the tools. And they have these like limits, daily limits on how much money you can put in there and when your money is good enough. I'm trying to get thousands of dollars into Coinbase and Abra, and the freaking price is going up and up and up. And so I got in that time frame, and I did buy some Bitcoin at 19,000, and I became a hodler as a result of that. I saw it go all the way down to 3,500, and I bought whenever I could, and then I was watching YouTube. Watching some crypto channels on YouTube, and I said, "My God, I can make money with this. I could do a yield farm." And let's see, first I got into the Celsius app because I found that pretty interesting because they were paying interest on your crypto. And then I think I saw a YouTube from BitBoy where he was shilling some farm, and I think I was half drunk, I'm watching this, and I'm like, I gotta move some money because I gotta get into
back
this
memories.
farm. The farm token was like $8 or something, but of course then it went down, down, and down. So I mean, after that, I mean, over the last few years, I've onboarded quite a bit of cash into it. I don't really do it that much anymore, but I keep my eye out for great farms. I think I got into the bank teller thing with Crypto Slow. He was advertising it. So bank teller was doing just some basic farms, and then those were doing pretty good. And then he came out with Flow, and we did that. It was supposed to be immutable, and then he changed it to a new version. And I got involved with a really good group of guys, Folly Baker and Adro Crypto and Brother Leo, and I mean they've been fantastic. And then we just carried on when Drip came out, and here I am. But I mean, I've been in dozens of yield farms along the way. I saw the sushi swap chef screw up everything for everybody. I mean, I don't know how many of you saw that, but I mean that was great when that launched. And then he decided to pay himself, I don't know how many millions it was, and he screwed it all up. And then he put the money back. But the big thing about crypto really is trust. And that's why we want to have our own wallets. That's why Brandon doesn't want to keep his crypto on an exchange. But when you want to get involved in these farms, there is so much money to be made. And, I can't tell you right now how many times I sat in front of the computer and I went out for a walk. I said, holy shit, I probably made $500 in this hour walk. And I come back and it's rugged, right? So, so this is what I like about Forex. I mean, he's a brilliant guy. He's trustworthy. I mean, he's got a couple of his quirks or rough edges, but
everybody does.
We all have those. But what I do know is that I trust him enough that I put a big bag in there and not worry that he's going to rug it. I mean, something else might go wrong, but the chances are small. But I got to say, I was raised on a farm when I was a kid, and then I left there and went to the big city. And so now I tell my wife, she's out there watching TV. She's like, where are you going? I'm like, going in the office. I got to do some farming, So, I'm in here doing my Forex stuff and doing all these other weird little farms that we have going on. And for me, it's crazy because I get an adrenaline rush. I just love it, So for me, it's a whole. You can call it a hobby. I don't know if most hobbies make you money, but I guess a lot of them do. But it's just for me, it's just a lot of fun.
I think it's a virtuous hobby too, because I like before I got into crypto, I was really involved in day trading, and I'm still involved in day trading. And I dreamed about starting some kind of a business as an educator and teaching people how to day trade. But there's not a lot of value to humanity in day trading because nothing is, it's not doing anything for humanity. Contrast that to cryptocurrency, and I'm involved in something that I think is virtuous in that we're moving away from these god-awful, central bank controlled fiat currencies, which aren't good for anybody and keep us all in debt, to a fair and virtuous form of money. I think what do you guys think? Do you think crypto is really going to take over the world, or are the central bankers going to be able to hang on to their most valuable power on earth, right? The power to create money or currency. It's not money because it doesn't hold value, so it's currency, not money.
Bag now.
Matt, I think it is. I think it's definitely going to be taking over. My own personal opinion.
Well, the snake's out the cage in Daddy's case.
Definitely. The central banks and New World Order or whatever. No, but it's always going to be there because that you need the governments to run, right? However, I think it's inevitable. Yeah, they're listening. Okay, I'm going to keep quiet. See you guys later. Yeah, no, but it's the way it's adopting and the speed at which it's being adopted is definitely there's something here. People are starting to realize that just like the internet, we can't live without it. But in the 90s, they're like, hey, what's email and how does this work? I don't get this. And do I have to understand what HTTP is and FTP and all the you don't have to understand it, but we use that on a daily without understanding any of that. We just can't live without it. And that's what's going to happen with crypto.
Money has gone through this change multiple times in history. We've gone from cash to credit to debit and credit, like electronic funds. This is just the logical next step. And what you're doing is you're taking
this
the centralization. You're taking the centralization.
People want their money on their phones.
Once you decentralize the money, you sort of decentralize the power. Is my take on it. And I think we'll see a definite change in the way I guess governments are operated. Like the people are going to have more power, I believe. And it seems like just with all this COVID stuff, people are starting to wake up a little bit and notice that things aren't quite as green as they seem.
Yeah, money is power, isn't it? And so we need to take money. We need to take that power away from the elite central bankers and put it back into the hands of the people. It's like democracy, but for the monetary system, And
the thing is that, you look at just in this room alone with us now, okay, we're from all different walks of life and we're all in on it. Yeah. And so when you look at, like, for example, El Salvador going through the, having Bitcoin as an actual currency in their country, right? I think it's 6 million or 7 million people in El Salvador. And the government is going to be giving like $30 worth of Bitcoin to every single citizen. Now, that exposes cryptocurrency to like masses of people where they're forced to actually be part of it now.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
And that's awesome. And I hear as well, Paraguay is going to be doing the similar thing. And what you have is you have another 6 or 7 million people. And if Paraguay goes that way, there's like another 6 or 7 million people that are all of a sudden exposed to cryptocurrency. And, it's just going to get to that point where you don't even have to think about it. It just happens. Everyone will be doing it.
Do you keep up with the news much, Danny, like geopolitically speaking?
To a degree. I'm always super busy.
More, okay. Well, I think Brandon's probably more on my wavelength here. Like I'm a day trader as well.
Yeah.
So I keep up with, like, I guess, global markets, global financial conditions and stuff. And I think over the next 10, 15 years, we're going to see
at 19 years old, eh? That's freaking awesome.
Well, I think we're going to see a real separation between Eastern and Western assets. Like, I think we're going to see a lot more money flowing east. And I think as the Eastern, I guess, economies modernize a lot quicker than people expect. Like, Danny, you know what's going on in the Philippines. Lucky, you know as well. I'm assuming some other people here are familiar with it as well. I think things like that are really going to take a lot of people by surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm still here. Because my home is Vancouver. Well, I have two homes right now, but I'm in the Philippines because I always say a lot of action is going on this side of the world. And North America, I understand our mindset, the bubble that we live in. In North America, it's totally different from what's happening outside and in the Asia Pacific area, which I'm in. I mean, as I said, we helped co-author a law that was passed, signed by the president, to then incorporate and regulate cryptocurrency, blockchain cryptocurrency. And this was signed, a couple years back. And so they're very open, and they're very. I mean, all governments want to then ultimately tax. It comes down to tax. How much can we earn from it as a government?
Yeah.
And that's why people are trying to have countries are trying to kind of regulate and say, hey, you're not allowed to do that because there's no way to tax it. It's just like the internet again back in the 90s where they wanted to tax everything shipping from Seattle to New York. I mean, how do you tax that? Is it state tax, or is it So they eventually figure it out, but the governments are ultimately going to try to catch up. But catching up, which government, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the U.S. government's the most.
Well,
it's
going so quickly too, and I really think. I mean, we're experiencing, I think, just the very, very tip of the iceberg, or the very, very beginning of a massive wave of adoption. I mean, Bitcoin is still in the process of being mass adopted, even though it's gone up from less than a penny to $65,000 or wherever it is. But I think we're going to have whiplash with the way this is going to go so quickly. I think it's just going to. I mean, it's an exponential function, and we as humans are not used to dealing with true, actual exponential growth. Like it messes with us. Kelly knows what I'm talking about. And
humans aren't very good with scale.
No, and it just, I think once people start to realize how fantastic cryptocurrency is, and that there's no counterparty risk, and they're in control of their money rather than their bank, and it's open 24/7, and all the rest of it, and they can have money on their phone. I think it's just going to absolutely explode over the next couple of years, and we're not going to be able to keep up. I don't.
What's going to be really interesting is it's going to be a race between the adoption of crypto and against the collapse of the dollar. And I think I don't even know what's going to happen, because right now, even the crypto, everything is pegged to the dollar. And if dollar collapses, crypto is going to be like kind of in this free fall for a minute. And it's just going to be, I think that's going to be an interesting part of it.
I think as adoption grows, it's going to become, there's going to be trade happening with crypto and goods and services. So right now we still have to have that middleman of fiat, but more and more it's going to be, I'll give you some crypto, you give me the good or the service that I'm after. And by once we fully reach that, the dollar can do whatever it's going to do, and it doesn't matter.
Right, but it's going to be a race. Can we get to that point before the dollar collapsing actually also collapses crypto for a minute?
Right.
But that's a question.
We have test cases for this, like in Venezuela, their currency's just collapsed, and we're currently actually seeing this experiment play out. Like, is anyone else familiar with what's going on over there?
Not too much. Yeah, but a little bit.
Basically, like they're experiencing massive inflation. Like their stock market's up like 7,000% or something. Like the currency is just completely debased, and like they're basically just burning the money. And they were using Bitcoin, and they're using basically little flakes of gold and stuff like that. Like they've basically gone like basically full apocalypse mode. As we start to watch these scenarios play out, I think we'll start to get a micro picture of macroeconomic events. In the space there.
I mean, again, it comes down to exchanging, and it comes down to exchange and trade, and more, I think, because right now the primary use case of all things crypto basically is store of value and financial investment, different investment products. But once it becomes used for actual goods and services, which it's so easy, right? Like the technology is already there. It's already there. People can already do stuff on their phone with cryptocurrency.
People are already starting it.
So I don't think it'll take very long and it might be a situation where like we're forced into that, like you said, what's happening in Venezuela. They sort of forced into finding another way to exchange, finding another tool for monetary exchange.
Right, and we're not going back technologically speaking, like we're going forward in terms of
correct
blockchain technology.
It's never going to go back to a natural.
I think no matter what Bitcoin does, like, I mean, financially speaking, like Bitcoin is always to a certain degree going to be based on the US stock market, just because US institutions own a large majority of the asset through leverage. And when stocks go down, they're going to have to sell it to cover. It's that simple, financially speaking, in my opinion. So I think we'll see that go down. But I think the real, I guess, catch here is that we're creating programs where you don't need massive amounts of money to get started. Like, it's not like you need to own one Bitcoin to have liquidity in this project. People can come into this with small amounts and get started, bring their friends on board, and actually start generating some real income. And it doesn't matter where you're based in the world, the income is derivative of other assets, not tied to their local exchange.
Yeah, and what ties in with that too is the concept that I've spoken about many times, which is asymmetric risk versus reward. So the fabulous thing about investing in cryptocurrency is you can risk a very small amount, and it may turn into a very large, life-changing amount. So there's an asymmetry between what you're risking and what your possible reward would be at the end of that.
And that's the basic, like, if you really start to delve in, if you have any experience in trading, you know that's all there really is to it. Yeah. Like if I'll just delve into the maths really quick with asymmetric investing. Like, if you have an asymmetric event where you can risk $1 to make $10, you can be wrong 9 times out of 10 and still break even or better
on one trade. Yep. That's very
absolutely
true. Yeah, that's the exciting part. I mean, people in Venezuela, El Salvador, now they're almost ultimately being forced to adopt Bitcoin as a currency. I don't know if it's a centralized wallet that the government is offering them, but the whole thing is they're on that side now. And once you're on this side of crypto, you have wide open opportunity for programs like Drip, right? Yep. Programs like Manor Farm or any other farms, because you're already on this side. It's away from the centralized bank system. So and that's where it's going to get exciting, because people realize, people in El Salvador, shoot, I could have done this a while ago, and I'm earning money just by saving my crypto, right? I'm earning good yields, anything way better than any other bank out there, right? So that it's going to get exciting next few years.
And there's always entrepreneurs. There's always going to be innovation in this space. Like, a lot of us are familiar with the developers here, and we're probably, I mean, me, myself, and I know Danny, I don't know if he wants to delve more into his, but I know we're both learning a lot about Alak-Azul. We're both learning a lot about how the back end of this works. So, I'm really excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
And there's also Forex is building for us a tremendous ecosystem, and I love the way he ties everything. All new projects all come back to the flagship, right? It's all around this. It's almost like a protected nest egg. At the center of it is
it's
this
like
wonderful
coin, but
drip.
Not backed by
not
like
a stable.
You're always going to have project risk, like that's inevitable.
Of course,
but you don't have currency risk.
Yeah. I just love the way that he ties everything back to Drip, and in a phenomenal way. Like this yield farm concept didn't have to be this awesome. He could have, like he said, he originally planned to just spend a weekend and grab whatever yield farm is working the best and just fork it, and then put a Drip BUSD on there and call it done. And then that's just. He just couldn't leave it there, because that's just not who he is. He has far too much integrity, and he cares. He truly cares about the Drip network ecosystem. And so then as we all know, he ended up spending 2.5-3 months developing the beautiful thing that is the animal farm.
Super exciting. And again, integrity. I mean, Forex, man, I mean, my trust is there straight away. And it, we've had the opportunity of speaking with him directly, and you can just tell you know, the guy is always going to be there trying to do the best thing for this community and for these projects and these products, as you mention it. Yeah, definitely. Anything that he does, I'm going to be jumping in.
The drip token and the faucet smart contract, I like to think of those, and I like to clarify that they're not really projects, because project implies that there's still work to be done. And it's not a project, it's a complete product. The faucet smart contract is there, it's immutable, it's on the blockchain, it's not going anywhere, and it's completely finished. It's totally done. You know, there's no development left to be done on the drip token and on the faucet smart contract. So it's a complete product, and it's at the center of this amazing ecosystem that's being built and developed all around us. So it's super bullish. It's crazy bullish. It's hard to wrap my mind around it sometimes, to be honest.
Absolutely. We're heading to 2 hours, and I know this was actually the idea for this stream, and it initially was actually I was going to interview Brandon. Because as we did with Kelly.
I didn't get enough chance to talk. Dang it. Just kidding.
Basically, as you know, with my streams, a lot of it is just bringing it back to the normal everyday person, which, you know, doesn't matter what we do. We're all still people. And just to touch on what kind of people are coming into this, and I say every kind of person is coming into this. So it's more about, okay, Brandon, you know, I know you're a scientist. We kind of know with all the other streams, we already know how you got into it. But you know, who are you? Like, as a person, who are you, Brandon? What do you like to do?
Oh my gosh!
We know about Kelly with the music.
I thought you were wrapping it up. I thought you were wrapping up.
I'm gonna give you 10 minutes.
Okay,
and then we'll do another one. We'll do another stream.
I first became interested in cryptocurrency after I became interested in silver, in physical silver, because I learned back in 2012. I watched a couple of documentary films called the Zeitgeist Movement. Or just Zeitgeist. The first film was called Zeitgeist. The next one was Zeitgeist Addendum, and then I also watched some videos that I learned about how our fiat currency system really works, and I learned about how money is created, and I instantly became pissed off because I realized that banks literally type numbers into a computer and they create what they call money, which I don't call it money. I call it currency, because money is supposed to function as a store of value. And we all know that fiat currency doesn't do a good job of that at all. It loses value over time. And so that pissed me off that a bank can literally type numbers into a computer and loan me, let's say, $100,000 to buy a house. And I have to pay back this fictional money that they just created by doing some typing, by going out and selling myself. I have to submit myself to paid employment. I have to toil. I have to, you know, sweat and bleed to go out and earn this currency to then pay it back to the bank. And they didn't do squat. You know, so that got me motivated to well, first of all, to start investing in physical silver, which went nowhere, and I ended up selling off most of my silver.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, the damn thing has been stuck at $20 an ounce for more than a decade now. You know, it's going nowhere. And I, you know, you can say that the market is suppressed or you know, manipulated, whatever. Regardless, it's not going anywhere. You know, and it's not very convenient at all. Whereas cryptocurrency, I started with Bitcoin like everybody does. It is very convenient. And it actually stores value, and it goes up in value because it's being massively adopted over time, and people are dumping more of their worthless fiat currency into this system. And so, of course, it goes up in value in dollar terms. And of course, it goes up in value because it's scarce. It's limited to a certain number of coins. And so that's how I got involved in cryptocurrency. I was a victim of the BitConnect scam in 2017. Well, before that, I was victim of the Mt. Gox hack and lost all of my Bitcoin in the Mt. Gox thing. Hopefully, I'll get some of it back next year or something. But yeah, in 2017, that was the big crypto rush. Right. And so I was involved in BitConnect. I even made a couple BitConnect videos. There's still, some of them are still on my channel. If you scroll back, maybe I shouldn't announce that. Maybe I should delete those. I don't know. But, you know, I was involved in that, and I ended up losing money on the whole BitConnect scam. Those of you who don't know, that was the, it was a centralized thing, and you deposit your Bitcoin, and they had a trading bot that went out and did arbitrage trading in the different forms of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. And then they paid you 1% a day. So a lot of people that see Drip and they see Faucet and they're like, oh, that's a BitConnect scam, although it's completely different, right? Because it's an immutable smart contract, and the token is just a token, and the smart contract, there's nobody behind it, and there's no centralization. It's completely decentralized. So absolutely no similarities between BitConnect and Faucet other than that 1% a day number. But yeah, so that sort of soured me to the whole cryptocurrency thing, and I actually sold all of my Bitcoin in December of 2017. Right at the top, I have a video. It's still on my channel. It says I'm selling all of my Bitcoin, and the reason I did that is because there was a new coin coming out called HBAR, and a new network that eventually turned out to be Hedera. And the technology is just way better. Like, there's the blockchain technology, and there's this other decentralized consensus algorithm called Hashgraph, which is the foundation of HBAR and the Hedera network. And we don't have to get into that. But anyway, I sold all of my Bitcoin. And just waited on the sidelines until I was able to buy some HBAR. And then I bought my HBAR, and I bought some more, and I bought some more, and I bought some more. And that position did really well. And then my trading buddy said, hey, you should check out this thing called Drip. And I'm like, okay, that's a scam, but I'm early, so I'll just get into it with a small position. And then I learned about smart contracts, and I learned about what is a Ponzi and what is not a Ponzi. I thought Drip was a Ponzi. I thought Faucet was a Ponzi, and then I learned I was incorrect about that. I learned what a Ponzi actually is, and so I increased my position, and I started trying to explain it to people on my YouTube channel rather than showing day trading. I started showing Drip, and man, it just exploded from there. My team is huge now, and Drip is changing my life. For real, changing my life. I'm quitting my job.
Absolutely.
At the end of the year. I'm actually going to be switching to part-time because they want me to mentor and train some new people. But I'm going to be cutting my work hours in half. And Drip is phenomenal. I'm going to be having a significant position on the new farm coming out, and I'm going to have a position in the NFT game after that. I'm going to have a position in the casino before that or after that. And thank you, Forex. You know, you're changing my life for real. So was that
Isn't
10 minutes?
Amazing. Yeah, that's good. And the reality is nowadays, like, people coming into crypto now, they have a lot of resources to find out about things, and it'll help them, come into the space, at a lower risk level because of education, I guess. Yeah. You know, we've already made the mistakes, and people are learning from our mistakes, right? And that's coming into it.
That's a part of the answer to your question about who am I, that I didn't answer. And who I am really is an educator. Fortunately, I learned very early in my career that I love helping people. by training, I got my master's in mechanical engineering. So I was supposed to be a design engineer. You know, I was supposed to be designing machines or whatever. But I learned very, very early in my career, fortunately, that the type of work that I like to do is not sitting working on an engineering project. I liked helping people. And so I got into a role as a tech support engineer, helping people, helping field service engineers service this big robotic machine that was used for semiconductor manufacturing. It was a silicon wafer inspection system. And I trained service engineers how to service and repair this instrument, this machine. And I loved it. I loved the interaction with people. I loved having a conversation with people that were having some kind of technical issue. And I knew how it worked. I enjoyed the process of learning how the technology works at a very, very deep level. And then to be able to pass that knowledge on to someone else who was in dire straits, having a problem, having an error, trying to fix something, they're in the lab, whatever. And I loved that process of helping them and teaching them and having it be related to something very technical. And so I transitioned to a different company supporting a different type of technology, but still technology and robotics and automation, and still in that role as a technical support person. And then I've been a technical trainer. So I've taught classes on how to service and repair different machines. And so I've loved the transition of becoming the drip guide, because it's so much fun for me to explain things and to dive into the technology. And like even Forex was like, yeah, I could tell you were going to be, I could tell you're like really you were going a little bit further than anybody else. And like, he said it in a complimentary way, but he was kind of like, you could tell he's kind of like, whoa, this is going aggro, man. Like, because I really dove into it. I wanted to know exactly how the smart contract works and what happens when you do this and that, and how does hydrating work, and where's the tax calculated, and who gets what in terms of the referral bonus. So I dove in, and that's what I do. Like, I get into technology, I learn how it works to a very deep and nitty-gritty level, and then that enables me to do what I love, which is to teach people about how it all works. And so it's very applicable, and it's very lucrative too. I mean, it's just ideal for me. I get to do what I love, and I get to make a good living off of it.
Yeah, well, we're all thankful for you, man, because you really helped the community. No, it's fantastic, And we go back, you and I, we've been doing live streams together for a while now, and we're not even on the same team. And it's nice.
Yeah, we are.
Nice, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
It's it's nice where someone wants to know something about it, in further detail, and I just say, hey, go and check out Brandon's. There's no, there's no, nothing from me to say, oh, no, I'll teach you about it because I want you to stay on my team. You got to stay here with me. Nah, look,
not about
Brandon's going to help you out better. Just go to Brandon. I'm not going to be greedy or anything like that. And again, with my streams, I'm not here to compete against anyone. And you'll notice I don't do a lot of tutorial stuff. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it's like that. All right, am I going to make money or am I not going to make money? If I'm going to make money, I'm going to share it with you. That's it. Am I making money? Yes, I'm making money. I'll live off this. Right? Yeah. I don't have a normal job. So it's been a life changer for me. And that's what I want people to see, that doesn't matter what your background, where you come from, whether you're a scientist or whether you're washing dishes, at the end of the day, with drip, especially with drip, we all make money, and that's a beautiful thing. So guys, it's
Danny, I was just going to say one small thing in addition, that somebody said something that made me think this, that like, somebody said to me earlier today, oh, I really wish I'd gotten in on drip in the beginning. And I thought, actually, there's no benefit to have gotten in from the beginning. There's absolutely none. Like it doesn't matter when you get in. And actually, this is pretty unique in the in this whole space is like, if you're not in at the beginning, then you're kind of, you kind of get the raw end of the deal. And it's actually the opposite now, because there's enough of us that have made the mistakes and also created all these resources that people can use. And you really can still get all the benefits of drip.
Absolutely.
In fact, better than say when I got in, because when I got in, drip was $30. So it's actually better to get in now than before. So I think that's actually a really remarkable thing about drip.
Absolutely.
The price performance has been amazing too. Like it's still the low way back in I think in June was $2 something.
Yeah,
you know. And so to realize that people have been compounding daily for 4 months. Think about that. They've 1% per day compounded for 4 months is a lot. And the price is higher, significantly higher than where it was 4 months ago. So the price performance has been absolutely astonishing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Exciting stuff. Yeah, Josh, see what you've gotten into, man.
Yeah, in trouble now, Josh.
I've learned a lot.
So yeah, man, if there's anyone out there that you're speaking with and they're not in drip yet, hey, get them in. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. All right, guys, we've gone 2 hours and 12 minutes. Is there anything else, Runner? Do you have anything else to add, mate?
No, I've been having some problems with my internet connection here. You probably see me going in and out. So
yeah,
I got nothing else to add. It's just been
the runner's been running.
It's been really great visiting with you guys.
Man, yeah, I'd love to have you back again. You know, sometime in the future. There's obviously going to be new things happening. You know, you're always welcome to come back. And you got me on Telegram now, so just if you want to talk about something, just hit me up and we'll throw you on the stream as well. You know, and okay, let the lady talk, or I'm going.
Yeah, my apologies.
Good, Kelly, they came for you.
I monopolized the time a little bit. My bad.
Yeah. Kelly will be back on other streams with us as well soon. You know, we've kind of said on the stream that we did with you, Kelly, we're going to try to do it like once a month. So we'll have to prep some content.
Yeah, people should definitely watch that stream. I watched almost all of it, and it was awesome. I don't have time to watch 2 hours or whatever, but I did watch a lot of it. And it was really cool. You guys did a great job on that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Kelly, Danny and I were talking about bringing you on again because we wanted to create strategies, really focus on beginner strategies. I come in, I don't know too much about drip. You know, how does it all work? Let's go to drip guide. I'll learn all that, no problem. Now, strategy wise and calculation, you know, because again, from my side, when I came into projects like drip, the ones before, I was like, okay, like I told you before, I just want to make $100 a day. How much does that equate to? How can I get there as soon as possible? How much do I have now to start? And what do I need to do to get to that first level, my first main goal? Yeah. And based on your calculations, the calculators that you put together, I wanted to kind of do another stream, a live stream with you to kind of help beginners. You know, for a very layman term. Okay, let's try to, what is my goal first? How do I get there as soon as possible based on your calculations and the way you see? Because the way you calculated it was kind of way over my head. That's definitely.
Yeah, we can definitely simplify it down.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's good to be more specific. As soon as possible isn't specific. You want to say, I want to make $100 by this date, and then I want to be making that for the next 3 years. That's specific enough. Then you can just create your whole ecosystem to deliver that.
And if I know, and I keep saying, if you put in $100, don't think that $100 is going to go to $1 million. You got to set a plan, a proper plan on how much are you going to put in next month or next week, right? By doing that,
$100 can go to $1 million.
It will
go there very fast. That's all.
Yes, but I want $1 million now, Kelly. Come on. So did you set it for a weekly deposit, right? And that's good too because your dollar cost averaging at that time, right? But that's the kind of strategy we take with our people that we bring in and we introduce to the system is, hey, how much can you afford? $50, $20 a month? It will get you X amount, right? If you were to stick it in a calculator, this is how much realistically you ultimately are going to make. Granted, the price stays the same. Now, you know, dollar cost averaging, then that you factor all that in, right? But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I don't want to get into it now. We're already over 2 hours. And Brandon,
Anytime.
for sure. You
You know where to find me.
Hunter.
Yeah, we'll be in touch soon, and let's make this happen. Brandon, Runner, Josh, Kelly, Lucky,
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
thank you again. Thank you so much again, guys, for being on this with me. Lucky, always here with me. So
I'm stuck with you,
and
man.
I'll bring all of you guys back again. You know, we'll do it again, and we will try to do it, you know, more often. And you know, there's always something new to share. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Danny.
That out there that, oh man, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, thanks a lot,
I've got
Danny.
nothing better to do as well, and I have a great time when I'm doing it, you know. So
Danny, I just wanted to tell you, actually, from the stream that we did, I've gotten so much feedback from people thanking me, and really the thanks is to you. That's just saying how much it helps them. So you're really helping people by what you're doing. So thanks a lot.
that's great.
I second
That's
that.
so good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks,
Alak-Azul.
guys. You know, Alak-Azul. That'll be a whole new stream. Alak-Azul.
Cheers.
Here you go.
Alak-Azul.
Alak-Azul.
It's not blue, but you know, my headphones are blue.
It's not blue, but it'll do.
Yeah. It's not blue, but it'll do.
All right,
There you
guys, I think we're going to go. Thank you again. And yeah, hit me up if you guys want to, you know, talk about more stuff. There'll be links down in the bottom. I'll edit the description. I'll put links down there for Kelly and also for Brandon and for Josh as well to help grow Josh's team. Please like hit the like button and subscribe
Smash
button.
the like.
If you haven't already done it, smash the like. And if you want to just like throw in another account somewhere underneath there's an account underneath you can just join up on. As just another wallet on a totally different leg. So there you go. All right, guys. Thank you again. Thank you very much. I'm going to now hit the end screen, the outro. Much love to everyone, and I'll speak with you soon. You guys can stay on there if you want for a second. All right.
Thanks, Danny.
Thanks.